Call to order of the special Avalon City Council meeting, Friday, September 15th, 2023. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Devin.
Councilmember De La Rosa?
Here.
Councilmember Lavelle?
Here.
Councilmember Schickling?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ponce?
Here.
And for the record, Mayor Marshall is absent, and City Attorney Scott Campbell is joining us by Zoom.
Announcements, written communications.
I have one written communication received regarding item number 2 in support of the moratorium extension.
Thank you. Oral communication, anyone wanting to speak on something that isn't on the agenda at this time, no action will be taken, and speakers should limit comments to 2 minutes. Seeing no one, consent calendar.
Consent calendar, we have one item, that being findings to continue to hold remote teleconference virtual city council meetings pursuant to Assembly Bill 361.
I'll move to approve the consent.
I'll second.
Call for the vote.
Councilmember De La Rosa?
Aye.
Councilmember Lavelle?
Aye.
Councilmember Schickling?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Ponce?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 absent, Mayor Marshall.
Public hearing.
Public hearing, the item we have is for the extension of the moratorium on the issuance of transient rental license for transient rental use to new applicants. And Scott, were you going to address this?
Yeah, I can address this. This is a follow-up to the council's enactment of a moratorium on issuance of transient occupancy licenses. You have had 45 days to begin the review process. You've had several meetings, you've had community outreach, and there's still some work to be done, input to received on your options as to what to do for future transient rental licenses. So the purpose of this item is to extend the moratorium for up to 10.5 months while you continue to do your studies and analysis and come up with a future, a potential future change in regulations of these items. You are, after this, have the opportunity, if a year from now you have not been able to complete that analysis, you do have the opportunity to extend it 1 more year. With that, I'll take any questions.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing if anyone wants to come up and speak.
Good morning, Kate Rudden, 95 Playa Azul. I want to thank everybody here on the dais for supporting the initial moratorium. I think there's been some very good discussions. I think at the end of the day, we're needing to figure out what Avalon needs to look like. We have citizens, we have transient rentals, we also have other revenue streams as in cruise ships, boaters, day trippers. So I think we need more time to look at what Avalon needs to be. And in that is a discussion of transient rentals, but it also is a discussion on the staffing levels for the city, additional revenue streams. I don't think the city's getting all the revenue it could be getting from the transient rentals. And I don't think the sky is gonna fall in the next 10 months if we don't approve another transient rental. I do think the city is currently suffering and we have some very big questions to answer. And so I thank you all for your time and energy directed towards this issue. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any comments, Devin?
No, sir.
Close the public hearing. Bring it back to us. Discussion.
I think the only question I heard from the public was, could the moratorium be shorter than 10.5 months? Scott, can you just explain why we would want to do 10.5 months versus a shorter time period?
You do 10.5 months, that gives you the maximum time possible that you're allowed to extend it while you do studies. If you conclude the studies sooner than that, you can always end the moratorium and replace it with new regulations. So this is just the placeholder that says right now, based upon where you are, it may take 10.5 months. And so that's why we are recommending that it be that long. But again, you can always shorten it if you conclude your discussions and studies.
Perfect.
Cool. I think we've done a lot of work, and I think we're on the right track, but I do think we need more time, so I am in
Yeah.
support.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I definitely think we need more time.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion?
Do you need a motion? So I'll move to approve an extension of the moratorium on the issuance of transient rental licenses for transient rental use to new applicants for the recommended 10.5 months.
So you have to make the motion with the title of the ordinance in it.
Okay.
So the motion would be a motion to adopt an urgency ordinance of the city of Avalon extending the moratorium on the issuance of transient rental licenses for transient rental use to new applicants.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Any other comments from the public?
No, sir.
Call for the vote.
Councilmember De La Rosa?
Aye.
Councilmember Lavelle?
Aye.
Councilmember Schickling?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Ponce?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 absent, Mayor Marshall.
And Scott, just to make sure that we're okay on, that it was just the 4 of us here and Annie wasn't here, we're still okay?
That is fine. It takes 4/5 vote. You have 4/5 votes today. So
Okay.
the moratorium has been adopted and it is extended.
All right, thank you. Any other business from anybody? Then, oh, Selena?
Good morning, Selena Luna, Government Relations Manager with Southern California Edison. I wanted to thank those of you that came to our community outreach meeting a few weeks ago. I also wanted to let you know that we'll be having a follow-up virtual meeting as promised next Thursday evening at 6:30 p.m. We have postcards on the way to all residents and all customers here on the island. The meeting will be held Thursday, September the 21st at 6:30 p.m. We are requiring pre-registration because it is in a virtual setting. You can find all of the meeting details at sce.com/Catalina. Click on Catalina Water Pipeline Project for the meeting details. I also will mail it to the city so it can hopefully be posted on your social media. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Oh, Selena, a quick question on that. We're going to be out of town for that meeting, but I know we can watch remotely. I think we have an event that evening. Is that available on Edison's YouTube page afterwards or Facebook page or?
Yes, we're doing social media promoting, so you should be getting it through a sponsored post.
Okay,
I will also email all of you the link to register.
that'd be great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Anyone else? Jim?
Sorry, still out of breath. Good morning, council members. In a short window, we have had an opportunity to join with the city and the state of California for California Coastal Cleanup Day on September 23rd. So we will be adding another community cleanup event that day. Details to follow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Then we're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.